And welcome
What is up? What is up?
to the first episode where we'll be discussing the latest and greatest of Meta's new release. Ruben, what is that, my friend?
The Oakley Meta glasses, smart glasses. I like that color scheme. I gotta be honest with you, the white with the orange lens.
It looks kind of like like an orange goldish
Yeah.
lens to me there.
I still gotta grow on the design to be on of the glasses in general, but that was weird. That white with the orange lens, I kind of like it.
So, and these are obviously the black with almost like the
Hmm.
purplish lens.
Yeah.
So the white ones that you like, which is actually the first ones that I saw today, because I was at work and I had gotten a text message from Ruben. I completely forgot. I remember reading about the release, I think yesterday or the day before. I'm at work. You sent me the text message. I was like, oh my goodness. I automatically go to my phone. I look it up, and I was kind of like, wow. It was kind of jarring at first because I see the glasses. I wasn't too crazy about them, to be honest with you, at
Yeah.
first when I first saw them. How did you feel when you first
I didn't
saw
like the
them?
honestly, I didn't like them at all. I still don't, not crazy about them. It's the specs that got me on the
Yeah.
glasses, especially compared to these, which these are already, I mean, the design, the look of these, the specs are definitely more than good enough. But the specs on the Oakleys compared to these blow these out the water. But the design on these, you can't beat the design on these.
Now, I was watching another video earlier, a YouTuber. He was going through them. Now, he was saying, I don't think I've seen them yet. I think I've only seen maybe one version, but he said that there was going to be two versions, a sportier, a more adventure version, which I thought these were the white
Hmm.
ones, which were the more sportier adventure ones,
Yeah.
and ones that are a little bit more casual or classy looking.
Hmm.
So, but to me, they've all looked the same so far. It took a little while. It took maybe an hour or two for them to grow on me to think like, okay, I can actually rock these. I can actually wear them on a daily basis, like as casual hanging out, or maybe even going to work. I don't know. What do you think? You think it's
Wouldn't even say going to work. To me, I see the using these more like if you're going on a hike, if you're riding a bicycle somewhere, even a
yeah,
motorcycle, even, you know what I'm saying? To rock these on those. Like if you're in a suit or something like that, or dress clothes for work, these all day.
yeah,
These that we have on all day. But these are definitely more like, maybe even going to a music festival, a concert or something like that. The Oakley Metas, I think, fit
that
that,
lifestyle,
yeah, exactly.
100%, 100%. Because even me wearing these at work, I work in a semi-office setting, and yeah, I just don't. I would have to see the Oakleys in person to be honest with you, Ruben, I'm not, and I've never really been an Oakley fan like that. Maybe back in the day when we were younger,
Yeah.
skating and this and that, maybe. But I see it more as leaning towards maybe like you said, adventure, or even I could see police departments and law enforcement
Yeah.
actually signing contracts with these. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Uh,
Definitely. I mean, especially these that they have the 8 hours of continuous use, the Oakley Metas, versus these that have 4 hours of continuous use. And
yeah.
then the 19 hours of standby on the Oakleys versus 8 hours of standby with these. Right? Did I get that right? 8 hours of standby with these?
I believe so. I believe so. I don't know the exact number, but it's around there. But even what's funny? Even using today, for instance, I know you said this past week, or even when you first got yours, which you had yours for about how long now? Your Ray Ban Metas.
Month and a half, 2 months.
Okay, and you don't use the Hey Meta feature. You use it to touch, and then you use the voice
Yeah, but
feature,
I'm gonna
right?
turn it back on just because like when I was at the content con at Jacob Javis, like I just kept on because I didn't want to, but it was a loud environment anyway, so me just saying it out loud wouldn't have caused like crowds of people to be like, "Oh my God, who's he talking to? He keeps saying, 'Hey, Meta,'" So in a situation like that, I should have turned them back on, even though still you do this, and it just seems like you're adjusting the glasses. You know what I'm saying?
Another good thing about these is that one time I was out and in a pretty loud setting. It was actually in a coffee shop, and I said, "Hey, Meta, super low." I said it really low, like ridiculously low, and it still picked it up. So even in a loud environment, even with you saying it in a low voice, it's
Yeah.
still gonna pick it up. But I say that to say this: the fact that the battery life, like, okay, so I turned off, Hey Meta, I turned off the voice activation, and I'm pushing about at about 50% volume when I'm at work. 50% volume, I'm getting close to 5 hours, I want to say,
All
of
right.
listening to
Yeah,
music just
just listening to
nonstop.
music, you're definitely gonna get longer. But if you're using it like even the live stream, like I know if you live stream straight through 30 minutes, that's what your limit is. But if you're just using like the AI, the recording every now and then, um, listening to music, you'll get about 4 hours. But if you're just listening to music, you should be able to easily get like 6 hours.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And what are your pros and cons so far? Are you loving the Ray-Ban? How do you feel now that these new ones just got released and you just bought yours a month and a half ago? How do you feel? And then I'm going to tell you
I'm
how
not
I feel.
be honest with you, if the Oakleys looked like these, I would have been like, damn, I should have waited because we were saying that too. You know what I'm saying? We were saying, you know, you didn't want to, like, I know you didn't want to get them, and then like a month later, this happens. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that, like I said, I'm not stuck on the design. Nah, I'm good with it still. You know what I'm saying? Because especially that these that mainly go on like cell phone screens. You know what I'm saying? People are watching this type of video from cell phone screens, so you really won't be able to differentiate the difference between 1080p and the 3K that the Oakley Metas do.
Yeah. And the 3K is awesome feature. Like, it really is. Even when I saw that, I was like kind of like blown away. But
It's cool to have it, you know? It's cool to
it's cool
have
to
it.
have it. Absolutely. But like I said, 99% of people are watching content and entertainment on their phones. Okay.
Yeah.
And the human eye, at a screen this big, it can't really distinguish. Maybe if you blow it up and you expand the video, but
Give me one second, my bad.
watching
I gotta turn this fan on. It's
absolutely.
getting warm in here.
But
But
like I was saying, just the resolution itself, you're not going to be able to tell really. It's still going to look sharp. No matter, it looks sharp right now, right? Like
yeah,
when you're
yeah,
watching the videos that we record with our Metas with the Ray Bans,
yeah,
it looks amazing to me,
yeah,
right? Unless
100%.
maybe if you put it on a bigger screen, on a TV screen, then
Yeah,
yeah, you're gonna see it's not gonna look as sharp as if you were to do it, with the iPhone, obviously. But again, from what I know and what I see and the way I consume my content, and I know for you as well, and a lot of people, everybody's using it on their little phones on the
yeah,
iPhone screen.
exactly.
So
The cool thing that I would like to see though is if these do 3K video and it gives you that 8 hour lifespan of the glasses. I wonder, because I know there's going to be a setting where you can knock that down to 1K, 1080p, even. How much more battery life are you going to get if you knock that down? Because then, if that's the case, you just record in 1K, and then, you know what I'm saying? Then that 8 hours will probably go even longer.
that is true. Imagine that. Imagine pushing 12-hour day, even if you turn off the voice activating, to say "Hey Meta" or whatever.
Yeah,
It's a tough call. It's a tough call. Like I said, when
all
I first
those.
saw it, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, when I first saw it today, when I first saw the glass, I was like, I was a little taken back by it, but I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, they do kind of look a little. They look like a mix between adventure glasses and casual almost, but it's
Yeah,
still not the Wayfarers. It still doesn't have the
yeah,
classic
yeah,
Wayfarer look, like our Ray-Ban
yeah,
Metas. These the classic Ray-Bans
yeah,
look. So
100%.
yeah,
100%. But that's why I said that design, who knows, it might grow. That other design that you were talking about might look better. You know what I mean? And then it's all those things also, just to go back on what we were talking about with the battery life. Um, like you said, when I said you could knock down the resolution, you said you could turn off the Hey Meta feature. You could also dim the LED lights, which helps with the battery. I know the Hey Meta feature. helps a lot with the battery life because when you leave it on, it's constantly on, just listening, waiting for you to say, hey Meta, hey Meta, hey Meta. So it's on all the time. When you shut that feature off, it actually, and experienced it because I had it off. And I told you I was using that thing all day from 8 a.m. to like 3 o'clock. And I took 70 videos at the show. And by the time I got home, I was at 4 o'clock. I was still at 32%. You know what I mean? That's
Unbelievable.
pretty good. I mean, cell phones, that's like imagine you're filming constantly on a cell phone for the 8 hours straight, and then on top of that, scrolling that's about the same lifespan. You know what I mean?
It's unreal. And I noticed it, especially these past couple of days. Actually, today mainly because I turned off the voice activation for Hey Meta. But since I got my glasses about 2 months ago, I shouldn't say glasses, my Meta bands.
Hmm.
Since I picked them up about 2 months ago, I haven't turned anything off. I've had all the features on. I've had it full, in full mode,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's been fine with me. I haven't really, but I did notice that when I did turn off, the Hey Meta, yeah, I'm pushing about an extra hour. As of today, I'm pushing about an extra hour of audio time at about
Okay.
50% volume. So,
Yeah.
but it's just something that we're gonna have to see, like when we go in person to actually go look at them when they get released.
Yeah. I
We're
want
gonna
to
have
see
to
them
see.
physically. I want
Yeah,
to see them physically.
yeah. But
You know what I mean?
it's despite how we may feel how it looks compared to the classic Wayfarer Ray Bans, the Meta Bands. I think it's an extraordinary push forward in the industry, and I got to give Meta their credit because this is gonna change the game. This is gonna really change the game. And like I mentioned to you earlier when we were talking about it, these are basically going to be the new GoPros going forward. I feel
Yeah.
this
Hell
is
yeah.
the new
Hell yeah.
standard, a new plateau. So
I mean, as it
yeah.
is now, though, video um is almost like what 1080p GoPro on these 1080p GoPro was when they first came out. You know what I mean? I mean, even for the first few generations, I gotta say, you know what I'm saying? Even nowadays, unless you really know how to use the GoPro and do the settings right, like most people won't get that crisp footage. 90% of the people out there won't get that crisp footage with people that know what they're doing. So these things, I think, as it is now, ahead of their time.
Oh, they are 100%. And I believe they're going to be releasing a Prada version also. Did you see that? Did
Yeah.
you hear anything about that?
Yep.
So that's going to be interesting also.
Yeah, those I would like. I can't wait to see what those are gonna look like. I just don't see them being like thick though. You know what I mean? Because Prada's usually sleek, thin, metal. You know what I mean?
I was just about to say that I could see those being thinner. Those will probably be more the ordinary type of glasses,
Yeah,
like with the thin frame and all that.
yeah,
But it could be possibly, with the same specs as the Ray Bans. Oakley
yeah.
could be the higher version of that, right?
That
Like
is
the
true. The
Adventure
Oakley
Sport
could be, yeah,
version.
exactly. Like the
So,
Oakleys are gonna be the GoPros of, the glasses, which are supposed to be the ones that could take a beating, that, you know what I mean,
exactly.
are made for that, high intensity sport.
Yeah. Or
And
even,
then
yeah, high intensity sport or just everyday
Oh
outdoors,
yeah, definitely could be
outdoorsman
used for that
traveler.
too, no question about it. But when you compare them to something like the Pradas or even these, like these, I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't want to be out riding a bike or hiking or this and that with these. I'd rather use
Exactly.
the Oakleys for something like that, you know what I mean? Sweating in them possibly falling off, hitting the ground, this and that. These are more like if you wear these dressed up nice, you want to make sure they're nice, crispy, clean, no scratches, no nothing. The Oakleys, since you're gonna wear with whatever, most likely, it doesn't matter necessarily if they get beat up or what have you.
Exactly. And you know what's funny? The person that came to my mind right now as you're explaining everything and me just thinking about the Oakleys is I can see somebody. really getting popular on YouTube or wherever as a new modern, I don't want to say modern day,
With the
but
Oakleys or just both the
with the
these and
Oakleys. With
uh
the Oakleys, I can see like if it's not him himself, it's gonna be somebody else, Casey Neistat. Like somebody's
yeah,
gonna incorporate or become that YouTuber
yeah,
who's just
true.
gonna do content, only with the Oakleys and have their adventures. Remember Casey Neistat's first videos, he's
Yeah,
always out riding his bike or skateboarding,
yeah,
rollerblading, whatever. But now he's not gonna be holding a camera. Now you're literally
yeah.
gonna be just using the Oakleys because you can be out there all day. You can leave the charging case at home and go out all day and not have to worry about, oh, am I going to run out of battery or whatever. You just
One
it's
of them
just
is gonna come out with the review on these. That's what I'm gonna I'm surprised they haven't already because they usually get stuff way before it's even announced to the public. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? And then they'll usually do videos on it.
exactly. But so at this point right now, from what I know, I believe just looking at the website here, this is going to go. So pre-order the Oakley Meta HSTN. I'm not sure what that stands for, but that's the
Hmm.
name of the version of the style of these glasses. Limited edition, which is the white ones with that gold orangish frame.
Hmm.
Pre-orders will begin July 11th for $499 for those limited edition ones. And then the full lineup is going to arrive this summer. Doesn't say when, but those will be starting at $399. And again, I saw a video. I haven't confirmed it yet on the website itself, but on the video that I watched earlier, I forget the YouTuber's name. I'll try to credit him or I'll shout him out in the next video. He did mention that we're going to be releasing two slightly different styles, one more sporty and one more casual that actually mimics, not mimics, but looks exactly like the Ray-Ban Wayfarers.
Send me that video when we get off
Absolutely, I will.
the link.
Absolutely, I will. But just one more thing before we get into the frequently asked
Yeah.
questions from Meta's website itself. I'm driving today to the gas station after work and I'm using my Meta bands. I'm thinking to myself, maybe I won't get the FOMO right away. Will I get it eventually?
And you
But
got the FOMO.
because I did tell you, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna probably put in the pre-order for these. I'm gonna
Yeah.
probably put in, but we'll see. I mean, because these, I mean, I'm really happy with
Yeah,
the Ray
yeah,
Bans, to be honest
yeah.
with you. And these are like, you can't beat the style on these.
Yeah.
You really can't. That classic
Yeah.
Wayfair style. So we'll see. But either way, yeah.
See, I would have had FOMO if these
Mhm.
things you could somewhat see like a hologram of your cell phone screen. Then I
Yeah.
can honestly say, all right, you know what? I probably would make a move on these, but just still
Yeah.
not yet. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And again, I'm waiting for, and it's probably not going to happen anytime soon, but a way to imagine being able to vlog with just the smart glasses
Yeah,
on and having your face being in the video. So, because right now, when you use these glasses, you can only see what you see.
yeah, yeah,
But it would be cool to like have some type of projection to show your face also at the same time.
yeah. That would be
Well,
nice.
we're not there yet, but
I
eventually
just
we will
figured, you
be.
know, I just figured in that aspect, you pay attention to more now your surrounding of like things that reflect, maybe a shiny wall and you could just, or a mirror, and then that's it. Now you turn into it, and then you go on the move, just like, most people end up doing anyway, even
Yeah.
with their regular cameras.
That's a great point. So overall, is it a thumbs up or a thumbs down for the Oakley Metas for you? And
I gotta
we
be
will
honest with you.
mhm.
Are we giving this now?
Thumbs up or thumbs down in three, two, one. Thumbs up. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're pretty
Definitely
much
a
on the
thought,
same
even though
page.
the design I'm not crazy about, but I'll be honest with you, the white with those gold, it's called a prism and it says 24 karat gold. I don't know how true that is or not. Um, but if I were to get these, I would probably do the white ones, bro. Like
Wow.
the black ones, I don't know why. It's a little hard, I guess because they're so up there looking that I think that the white and the orange or gold lens fits it more. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Okay. Interesting. An interesting point there.
And
And
I mean, normally I like orange lenses anyway. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And like I could see me rocking these to do more versus these, because these I wouldn't want to mess up. I'd like wearing these if I'm dressing up or going to work dressed
work
up, whatever, even just going out casually. But
facts.
these I could see myself wearing with just a sweatshirt on and sweatpants and or like go to the gym even.
Yep.
Well,
Oh,
actually, I can't say go to the gym because there's sunglasses. They're not like these, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be that guy in sunglasses in the gym.
but that's the thing, though. I think that they're going to be transitions also, so they are going
Oh
to be able to
yeah.
transition. Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm, I don't have confirmation on this, but I'm more than positive that it's going to be transition lenses with that.
All
So
right.
to kind of go both ways for that. But yeah, I like them a lot, to be honest with you. And we'll see. We're just gonna have to wait and see how they are. I was thinking about putting in a pre-order. I would like to, but going to hold off
Yeah,
so that I can see them in
I want to wait
person.
to exactly see them in person, see how they really function. You don't want the
Mhm.
first batch to come out and then people start saying, "Oh, well, really, it's 4 hours." Because now, once it starts coming down, the specs start really coming down to the level of these. Then
Mhm.
I'll be like, "All right, you know, now that regret starts to set in."
And what I would really be excited about, and I haven't seen it yet on the website itself or
Hmm.
anywhere, is how's the audio going to sound? Because
Yeah.
interestingly enough, there's no mention of any improvement in the audio. So
Very true. Very true. And also, one thing that I just pulled up actually right now, these actually going to have the Qualcomm chipset,
okay,
the first version of these, not like these.
okay.
Or they're going to be having the upcoming chipset, or they have a newer chipset, but these are going to have apparently the chipset of the first generation of these.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
If I'm reading that right. I mean, I'm looking on
Okay.
CNET. I'll send you the link and you tell me if this is right or not. And then either way, we're going to be doing a follow-up video because I'm pretty sure that there's going to be more that's going to be coming out about these.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And like I said, I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but if anybody's out there has tried the shocks, the bone conduction headphones where it sits outside of your ear and hear the bass and the audio clarity of those headphones. If these Oakleys sound like those do, that's going to be huge. But I don't think it's going to be. I think it might be
Not
similar to
yet.
what we
I don't
have
think
now. So
just yet, to be honest with you.
same, same. I'm thinking the same. So all right. So we both give it a thumbs up. I like it. You like it. Like I
Just to
said in that.
recap everything that we spoke about with
Yeah.
the Oakleys, more battery life, so 8 hours of typical use, up to 19 hours of standby. Oh, and also another thing, they could charge up to 50% in 20 minutes.
Okay. So they charge up to 50% in 20 minutes.
Yep. So
Awesome.
you got 3K video.
3K
Um,
video. They're also water resistant with an
yeah,
IPX4 rating, so it's
yeah.
suitable for splashes, rain, and sweat. I wouldn't go diving into the
That's
water.
nah, but that's a
Taking a
plus
shower
because
with
if you
them,
catch them in the rain, you know what I'm saying? A light rain, that's a huge plus right there.
exactly. And you can pretty much do everything that you do with these Ray Bans right now with the Oakley Metas, and
AI wise,
that's correct. And now in that video I was watching earlier, just another quick thing here on this before we get out of here. Somebody was mentioning that, and I don't know if this is true. This is just a rumor that I read from the comments that Ray Ban is no longer going to be working with Meta. So I don't know. I have to confirm that.
that would
If that's
suck.
true, that would suck. But they had mentioned in the comment that they had cut ties with Ray Ban, and that's why Oakley is partnering with Meta right now. Let's hope that's not the case because for people like me and anybody else who has prescriptions in their Ray-Bans, I was hoping that they'd release this same Wayfarer style with obviously the updated version so that I can just
Yeah.
pop these lenses out and put them in the newer Ray Bans. But and then there was also other comments where people saying they're gonna wait that for the Ray Bans for with the same specs that these Oakleys have because a lot of people
Yeah.
aren't too crazy on the Oakleys. And then there's other comments saying that the Oakleys are gonna have this style. So there's a lot of speculation, a lot of rumors out there that we will confirm as the days and weeks go on. And that's pretty much
Even if Oakley does come out with the same style, I mean, just having that Ray-Ban, like, it's
logo.
something a little, not knocking Oakley. It's just something a little more classy about it. You know what I'm saying?
100%. I feel the same way. 100%. I'll choose the Ray Bans over the Oakleys any day, even over the Pradas. Because to me, I used to have Prada
Well,
glasses
let's
years
wait
ago.
to see when the products come out, though.
True.
Let's wait before we make that decision.
Very true. Very true. And all right, there. So it looks like we pretty much covered all of our bases here. Anything else you
Before,
want to?
yeah, the colors that they're gonna come out with. So the frames are gonna be warm gray. These are all
Okay.
different colors they're coming out with. Warm gray with ruby lenses. Of course, the black on black. There's gonna be a brown smoke frame with polar deep water lenses. I'm assuming that's probably gonna be like a light blue lens. The black with the amethyst transition lenses. Clear with gray transition lenses, and then black with the clear lenses.
Okay, so we are confirming the transition lenses.
hmm
Okay,
And
excellent.
then the first three that I mentioned, the gray, the black, and the brown smoke are gonna have these prism lenses. So those prism lenses apparently are some upgraded lenses that bend light and have advanced innovations in the lens design to kind of like n- almost not trick, but like decode how the brain and the eyes are processing the light.
Wow. Okay, this is a game changer. I'm telling you, I think this is going to be the version that's going to go really mainstream. I mean, the Ray-Ban Metas are just starting. I mean, they've been out for what, 2 years now, and they're just
Yeah.
starting. When I go to Target, I just came back from Target a little while ago. It's completely empty. The case in there is empty, and it wasn't like that last year. The case was pretty full, but
Yeah, you're right.
this
You're
tech is
right.
getting super popular right now, but I think these Oakleys might kick the door down. I think it really
Yeah.
will. I think it's going to kick the door down. So I'm excited, and I know you are. So
Yeah, bro. Can't wait to see how the advancements that are going to be coming in these glasses in the years to come, man. I'm looking forward to it.
100%, 100%. And like I said, we will be doing another episode here. We'll try to keep up, but we'll keep up with any other announcements or other news that comes up with the Meta Oakleys, Meta Prada, Meta Ray Bans, whatever the case may be, anything Meta related or tech or crypto or whatever. But we will we'll be on it. We'll be on it. So all right.
One
Take
love,
care,
kid.
everyone. One
Talk
love.
to
I'll
you
talk
later,
to you
man.
later. Yep. We'll see
Yeah, we'll
everybody
catch up. We'll
soon.
do a part two of this maybe next week.
Absolutely. Yes, we
Right.
will. Take care.
Peace, kid.
Bye.